Good morning. Let us be very quiet together for a moment, because spiritual consciousness is not so much taught as it is caught. You do not learn it as you would a lesson in arithmetic. You sit in it until something within you stirs. And so we are not going to rush. We are not going to arrange our thoughts. We will let the heart become soft, the breath free, and we will wait as those who know that the presence is nearer than breathing, closer than hands and feet. Be still and know that I am God. Not that there is a God somewhere, but that here, now, God is. If we can admit even that much, a new atmosphere steals in, and we begin to feel that we are in it but not of it. Now here is our password, our little shibboleth, whispered so softly that even our own ears barely catch it. I can do nothing, not loudly, not as a boast in reverse, but as a surrender. I can do nothing. You see, the Master said it first, I can of mine own self do nothing. And the moment you say it not from despair but from truth, you will sense a shift, as if the air in the room had changed, as if some door in you had quietly opened upon a larger room. This is not defeat, this is permission. It is the key that tells the one power, be thyself as me. It signals that we are leaving the arena of self-effort and entering the sanctuary of presence. Now pair it with a refrain that we shall use again and again until it is written on the heart, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Do you see the order? Not where your cleverness is, not where your will is flexed, not where the machinery of positive thinking is grinding away, but where the Spirit is. Liberty belongs to Spirit as light belongs to the sun. And so we are not going to try to do anything to our conditions. We are not going to bargain with the infinite. All we are going to do is bring to this moment the realization of God's presence. When we attain that, liberty will be found there. In practical terms, let us make a simple beginning. Sit as you are. Unclench the inner fists. Do not brace. Whisper, I can do nothing, and allow the words to drain the tension from your chest. Then listen. Listen, not for a voice with syllables, but for a softening, a quieting, a sense that you are being breathed. When that little lifting comes, even faintly, answer it with, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Do not add. Do not correct. Do not improve the prayer. Be still and let the prayer pray you, not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Our concern will not be health or supply or the 1,001 pictures the world parades before us. Do not let your concern be for any of these. Let your concern be that in this very instant you feel that surging of the Spirit within you, even as a feather brush of peace. How shall we know we have touched it? Peace. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Not the peace of solved problems or arranged tomorrows, but the quiet assurance that another is living this life as you and for you. If you do not feel it yet, wait. Do not manufacture. Whisper the password again, I can do nothing, and wait. We are not delaying our lives by this. We are discovering life. In other words, we are stepping out from the noisy market of human will into the hush of the temple. And in that hush, a law operates, not your law or mine, but spiritual law. So this is our beginning. We agree, you and I, to lay down the arm of flesh. We will not work on effects. We will not push. We will not plead. We will abide until we are inwardly met. And when that meeting comes, even if only as the gentlest knot of peace, we will rest there, and we will let the refrain keep us. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. This is the atmosphere into which we enter with our shibboleth, and this atmosphere, once felt, becomes our teacher. It is enough. Now, let us look very clearly at this line that has been said so often that it has worn smooth to the touch and lost its edge. I can of mine own self do nothing. If you hear that as failure, you will slump. If you hear it as truth, you will stand still inside and a door will open. The Master was not confessing weakness, he was revealing a law. The Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Do you see the continuity? Not I, not the personal I with its bright or dull ideas, but the indwelling presence. In other words, the password is not a sigh, it is a key that turns the latch upon one power. There are, in experience, two kinds of power imagined to be at work. There is person power, which pushes, arranges, calculates, and spends itself. And there is presence power, which is effortless, appearing as right word, right step, right season. Person power leans on the arm of flesh and grows tired, frightened, or proud. Presence power is the river itself, carrying the leaf that thought it had to swim. When you whisper, I can do nothing, you are not abdicating life. You are yielding the fantasy of being the engine, so the life that is already moving may be itself as you. Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. But does that make us passive? No, it makes us available. There is a world of difference between apathy and yieldedness. Apathy collapses. Yieldedness listens. Apathy refuses to move. Yieldedness is moved. The Master added, I do nothing of myself, but as my Father hath taught me, I speak these things. And again, what I see the Father do, that I do likewise. So yes, the email gets answered, the appointment is kept, the apology is made, but the atmosphere is different. You are in it, but not of it. You are not trying to make outcomes. You are responding to presence. There is no strain because the initiative is not yours. Inspiration is initiative enough. Hold this stance a moment. Picture yourself in the stream of life where the currents of fear and ambition rush on both banks, where the market shouts numbers and the body whispers symptoms. You do not brace against them, and you do not surrender to them. You turn quietly within, whisper the key, and you wait until the undertow of self-doing releases you. Then, without excitement, without will, you find your feet guided to the firm stones just there. You will notice that what would have been a decision becomes an obedience, and what would have been a battle becomes a step. We are not going to try to do anything to the river. We are going to be still until we feel the river carry us. And here is the seal upon this reframing. When you relinquish the personal self, you do not become less. You are revealed as more than you have dared to suspect. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. The little I that had to manage, defend, and impress is set down, and the I that is awareness itself, your true identity, stands gently forward. This is not me. This is my body. I am invisible life, witnessing the body, witnessing the day, witnessing the world, and letting God be God as this witness. Take the password, then, not to shrink, but to emerge. I can do nothing, therefore the one can be everything here. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Now here is the standard from which we do not deviate, even 1 inch. You have no demonstration to make except one, the realization of God's presence. That is all. Not health, not supply, not the approval of a parent or a board or the mirror. This will sound severe until you taste it, and then you will find it is the gentlest of freedoms. Why? Because liberty is not a medal pinned on human effort. Liberty is the nature of presence itself. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. So we are not going to try to get liberty by acts of will. We are going to abide until presence is felt, and then liberty will be found there as light is found when the sun rises. Do not let your concern be for health. Do not let your concern be for supply. Do not let your concern be for reputation or influence or the thousand masquerades of human good. Let your concern be that in this instant you feel that surging of the Spirit within you, however faint, however quiet, that says, I am here. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. You see the order. Seek the kingdom, which is the realized presence, and let the things take care of themselves under spiritual law. If we reverse it, seek the things, expect God to bless our chase, we are back leaning on the arm of flesh. And so the method is plain. We are not going to try to do anything to the condition. Bring the awareness of presence to it. If a report lies on your desk with dark letters and numerical threats, you lay your hand upon it as upon a child, and you whisper, I can do nothing, and you wait until the softness begins behind the eyes. If a body part argues its case, you do not enter the debate. You do not plead your record of vitamins or your terror of outcomes. You enter the sanctuary, even if you are standing in a noisy hallway, you say within, be still and know that I am God, and you wait. We are not running from the moment. We are reconstituting it in truth. Then, when the quiet comes, even a breath of it, whatever act follows will not be a remedy. It will be obedience. Trust the order. Consciousness first. Conditions follow like a shadow follows form. The shadow does not instruct the tree how to stand. The form stands in its life, and the shadow a line. In the same way, when presence is realized, the appearance called problem loses its law. It cannot hold shape in the light, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Do you see? The world cries, fix me now. Spirit whispers, know me now. And the outer, in its hour and its way, conforms. Measure rightly. You do not succeed when the bill is paid or the symptom fades. You succeed when peace stands sentinel at the door of your heart. From there, outcomes will come and go in their seasons, but you will have found the root instead of plucking at leaves. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Therefore, keep to the one demonstration only. Each time a picture asks for your fear or your cleverness, bring the password, bring the hush, bring the realized presence. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. It cannot be otherwise. Let us name, then, the mischief that has braided itself through the whole fabric of human living. A collective mesmerism, a mass suggestion that says power resides in persons, in bodies, in money, in headlines, that if you do not seize it, it will seize you. It whispers, do something, keep the plate spinning, guard the body, shore up the bank account, read the ticker, keep up. That, my friends, is the arm of flesh. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm. Behind the rush of our days sits not 1,000 competing powers, but one lie repeated many ways. That effect governs cause, that the shadow instructs the light. And because we agree to that lie, we grow tired, anxious, and very busy trying to be little gods of little universes that never quite obey. Look at the mirrors paraded before you. The screen flares red with breaking news, counting bodies and dollars. A scrolling band repeats the fear every 5 minutes to keep the mesmerism warm. A health app pings, your heart rate is high, and a mind trained by the world bows to a number. The market dips, and faces drain as if the law of being had moved 1 inch. Propaganda old as Pharaoh and as modern as your feed. Does not have to persuade, it is only to keep attention on effects. They show you a body and say, this is you. They show you a balance and say, this is your life. They show you a flag and say, this is your soul. And all the while the truth stands meekly by. Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. How do we break the spell? Not by wrestling with pictures, not by arguing with graphs. In a nightmare, you do not fix the tiger, you wake. The password is the waking. I can do nothing. Whisper it, and you withdraw belief from the little engine that thought it must push the universe. Whisper it, and you step out of the trance of self-doing into the hush where spirit is. Be still, and know that I am God. Then, as the quiet lights, you will see that discord has no law to keep it running. 2 times 2 is never 5. There is no legislation for error. We are not going to try to do anything to the picture. We are going to abide until presence is realized, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And if the body shouts, ask, who told you you are naked? This is my body. I am invisible under God's law. Now we must come to the place, and this is where some of you will feel the knife of love, where we expose the hidden bargain. We say, I want God. And under our breath we add, and if he will tidy up this condition first, I will be very pious afterwards. Do not be fooled by that voice. It will memorize scripture, it will attend classes, it will sit still with the back straight and the face serene, and all the while it is peeking to see if the symptom is gone, if the account has filled, if the phone call has arrived. That is not seeking God. That is seeking things with God as a means, and it will keep you at the door of the temple, never in the holy place. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. If the treasure is relief, your heart lives in fear's country. If the treasure is God, your heart finds liberty, because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. So now, set the integrity bar where it belongs. When you say, I'm not trying to get well, you have to mean it. I do not mean stoic pretense. I mean the quiet truth that says, sick or well, I will sit here until I feel that surging of the Spirit within me. When you say, I am not trying to get supply, you must mean that rich or poor, my object is spiritual awareness. In other words, remove the deal from the prayer. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. If you seek the things and stamp a little God on the package, you are leaning on the arm of flesh and calling it faith. And here is a strange instruction that your human sense will resist. Give up gratitude for healings, for increased supply, for any form of good. Do not misunderstand. Be grateful for God alone. If your gratitude hinges on effects, you are announcing to the universe that effects are your God. Let your thanksgiving be for presence, for the felt hush, for the peace that stands sentinel at the door of your heart. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. If you must say thank you, say it for that peace. Out of that, forms will come and go, but you will not be tethered to them. You will not fear their absence, nor clutch their presence. Now pledge the aim. Say within yourself, and mean it, sick or well, rich or poor, praised or blamed, known or unknown, the object of my life is spiritual awareness, not by might nor by power, but by thy Spirit. Let that be the banner over your day. And if you tremble, good. You are putting down the props of personal control. You are passing from the second to the third degree, where surrender becomes life. And let us be very clear, this is not indifference to suffering. Compassion without presence is sentiment. Compassion with realized presence is law. When the hush descends, you will find your hands moving, perhaps to prepare a meal, to call a physician, to write a check, to speak a word, but you will notice the difference. You are not fixing. You are obeying. We are not going to try to do anything to the condition. We bring the realization of God's presence, and then whatever follows carries the stamp of grace. It is the only way suffering truly dissolves, because it is the only way the hypnotic belief in personal power is lifted. Seek God for God, and all else finds its rightful level under spiritual law. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Now let me sketch the 3 degrees by which this path opens, because some of you linger between rooms. The first degree is the metaphysical beginner's room. We learn denial. We declare that pictures have no law, and fear begins to loosen. The second degree is the mental life, techniques, schedules, affirmations, little engines that for a season seem to move mountains, yet the mover is the self. The third degree is surrender. Here we face what Scripture calls death, the death of material sense, the end of propping life with personal control. Here the password becomes our breath. I can do nothing. And the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. The threshold is marked by the Master's call. Leave your nets and follow me. Nets are methods, timing, guarantees, clever meshes by which we hope to haul in safety. You must at some point lay them down, not to impress God, but because you have seen their limit. Except the corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. Consent to be planted, buried to the insistence that you manage outcomes and discover life springing of itself. You still sit, you keep practice, but you no longer make the wind blow. You trim the sail to a wind already present, not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. And then you take your place in the marketplace, you buy and sell, answer phones, balance ledgers, but the climate within is changed. You are in it, but not of it. The world's enthusiasms no longer intoxicate you. Its alarms no longer recruit you. Quietly you listen. What do I see the Father do? That I do. We are not going to try to do anything to the scene. We bring the realization of God's presence. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. A soft, unadvertised liberty seeps through ordinary hours, not triumph, but a still assurance that another lives this life here. Let me witness that a change of consciousness retires old appetites and rearranges associations without strain. In an early season of my own turning, the taste for amusements left like tide. Friends who lived by those tides found me dull, and I found rooms airless. I still live, but not in the same atmosphere. They could not follow me there, and neither could I go back. Do not mourn it beyond a night. He that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Welcome this death of trying. Underneath removed props are everlasting arms. Keep the password, keep the hush, and you will prove that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Now we come to the plain work, the homely altar that will hold your day steady. Set a rhythm and keep it as you would keep breathing. At least 3 times a day, morning, somewhere in the middle, and before sleep, sit in quietness with no problem on the table. Do not bring the bill. Do not bring the lab report. Do not bring the argument. Leave the pictures at the door as you would leave muddy shoes in the entry. We are not going to try to do anything to the conditions. We are not even going to try to get quiet. We are going to sit until the quiet finds us. Be still and know that I am God. That is the instruction. Make it simple. Choose a chair that does not coddle you to sleep. Set the phone aside. If you wish, close the eyes. If they remain open, let the gaze soften. Let the jaw unhook, the shoulders settle by their own weight. And now unclench the inner hands. How? Whisper the password without drama. I can do nothing. Let it fall from the mind into the chest, into the belly, like a small stone sinking through water. I can do nothing. Notice the little engines that begin to rev plans, arguments, clever lines rehearsed for later, and without wrestling, let the password answer them again. I can do nothing. Then, very gently, as one acknowledges dawn without hurrying the sun, speak the refrain, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Not to get liberty, do you hear that? But to acknowledge the fact of God already at the center of this instant. We are not invoking a distant power. We are consenting to the presence that never left. Say it once, maybe twice, maybe not at all with lips, but let the heart make its bow. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And then be still. Do not improve. Do not add a grocery list of virtues. Rest. Your only task now is to notice when you are inwardly met. Wait for the sign, which is usually not a trumpet but a feather. It may be a soft easing at the back of the heart, the loosening of a band around the head, a breath that seems to be taken for you, a warmth that has no source in radiator or sun, a sudden sense that the room has widened. It may come as the gentlest assent, like a yes with no syllables. When it comes, however faint, do nothing with it. Do not rush to spend it on a problem. Do not look around to see what has changed. Abide in it the way a child leans into a mother's side without agenda. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let that peace have you. If nothing seems to come, do not push. Pushing is the arm of flesh in a prayer pose. Wait a few minutes in honesty. If thoughts collect, let the password gather you again. I can do nothing. If impatience pricks, answer it with the refrain, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And liberty means I am free even from the need to make this moment perform. Better 5 honest minutes than 20 manufactured. When the felt consent does not appear, close with reverence anyway, not as one dismissed, but as one who has knocked, the door is already unlatched. Return at the next hour of your vow. The rhythm itself prepares the soil. As you practice, you will learn the signature of the Spirit surging, and you will trust it. Sometimes it will be a tide that lifts you for a quarter hour. Sometimes it will be a sip that wets the lips and is gone. The clock is not the measure. The sign is the measure. When you feel that interior, yes, stay with it as long as it keeps you, and when it releases you, stand and go about your day without fanfare. Carry the hush as one would carry a lamp under a coat in the wind. And when the world's weather presses at the next corner, do not brace, whisper the password, acknowledge the presence, and wait to be met again. This is the practice. Unclench, acknowledge, and wait until you are inwardly met. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. It cannot be otherwise. Let us then do this together. Now, wherever you are, let the eyes rest or gently close. Sit as you are. Do not correct the posture into virtue. Let the jaw unhook, the shoulders settle by their own weight. We are not going to try to do anything to this moment. We are not going to dress it up. We are going to sit 2 or 3 minutes in shared silence and let the quiet find us. Be still and know that I am God. Allow that line to be an open door rather than a task. With the next exhale, whisper inwardly, I can do nothing. Do not shout it in the mind. Let it fall like a leaf on water. On the next exhale, again, I can do nothing. Notice the shoulders drop another fraction. On the next exhale, again softly, honestly, I can do nothing. Now, after these 2 or 3 breaths, add the refrain and then pause. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Let it ring once inside without insisting that it do anything. Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Now we wait as those who have knocked and already hear the latch lift. If thoughts begin to form as they may, how to fix, how to hurry, how to make this count, do not wrestle them into piety. Let the password answer them, I can do nothing. Return to the exhale and let it carry the words away like a tide drawing foam to sea. Then, again, quietly within, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. We are not pushing thoughts out. We are letting a larger presence render them weightless. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Rest in that promise the way a child rests in a trusted room. Stay with this a minute more. Let each exhale relieve you of a little management, a little bracing. I can do nothing. Allow the inhale to come of itself as if you are being breathed. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Say it once, then be still. You may notice a soft widening in the chest, a slight buoyancy behind the sternum, a warmth without a source, a sense that time has stepped back half a pace. Do not spend it. Do not test it. Seal the quiet with a brief, wordless pause. Now, before you open the eyes, notice whether some interior weight has been set down, perhaps very little, like a ring laid from one hand to another, yet it is there. This is the shift from managing life to being carried by life. Hold the hush a breath longer. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And when you are ready, let the eyes open as if surfacing from clear water and carry the stillness with you without advertisement. Now carry this out of the chair into the nerves of an hour. When the body tightens or pain rises, do not diagnose or rehearse outcomes. Whisper the password and stop there. I can do nothing. Rest a breath. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Wait not to make it go, but to feel a small turning within. When peace touches you, however lightly, let the next unforced step appear right now. If a wave of fear persists, do not bargain with it nor argue. Sit inwardly as one hidden in God. Be still and know that I am God. If you must lie down, lie down. If you must stand, stand, but keep hush. Say now, I can do nothing, and wait as for the wind. When breath deepens and shoulders ease, you will know your cue. Obey that. Let presence set the pace of care. When bills or deadlines crowd the desk, drop the ledger for a minute. Lay a hand upon the pile as upon a child and acknowledge truth. I can do nothing, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Then wait until a measure of peace returns. From that peace, take the next simple step. One call, one letter, one honest task. Seek first the kingdom, and let arithmetic follow consciousness. In a conversation, turning sharp, feel the heat, and step back a breath. Before defending, whisper gently the password and listen. I can do nothing. What do I see the Father do? Sometimes a soft word, a soft answer turneth away wrath. Sometimes it will be silence, and you will pass by without injury. Answer from quiet or not at all. You are in it but not of it. Love, not cleverness, will carry the hour. When the screen shouts and the feed drums alarm, notice the tug. That is mass hypnotism seeking recruits. Refuse enlistment. Whisper, I can do nothing, and remember, thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Read what you must, but do not bow. Stand still. Let Spirit announce what is yours to do and what is noise. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Move through the day with unannounced pauses at the sink, elevator, red light, doorway, little bows of breath as you unclench and acknowledge, I can do nothing. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Walk on. In this way, the point of pressure becomes the point of passage. Presence reconfigures the moment. Conduct follows without strain. Do not hurry it. Keep the password, keep the hush, and you will find yourself carried by life. Now carry the hush into recognition. This is not me. This is my body. I am invisible awareness through which God is being. Whisper the password and feel why. I can do nothing. The doer steps back, witnessing remain. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. The hands still type, the feet still walk, the voice still answers a child, yet the initiative is not personal. Presence moves as the next obedience. The body is instrument. I am not the instrument. I am the listening life by which it sounds. When identity loosens from flesh and schedule, time loosens its grip. You still keep appointments, but you do not live under them. Deadlines become bells, not tyrants. Comparisons fall like old tags from luggage you no longer check. Take no thought for the morrow, not as neglect, but as climate. You are in the hours, but not of their panic. You sense another atmosphere around the same room, and choices are made from that climate rather than from hurry or fear. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Then you notice the fruit, not by vow, but by outgrowing. Certain entertainments lose their glaze. Noise, tires, gossip, tastes of dust, argument wane. Invitations that once sparkled feel airless. And some friendships, dear, but built on old weather, thin quietly. When I became a man, I put away childish things. Do not crusade. Do not sermonize the living room. Let life resort itself. The leaf does not fight the tree to change color. The sap moves, and the hue appears. Stay kind. You are in family, yet not of their fears. Meet separations as weather passing, without drama or superiority. Judge not, and if fated, go within before you speak. Whisper, I can do nothing, and wait a breath, then answer as love instructs. You can cook the meal, sit at the game, send the card, and do it as presence, not performance. If asked why you are quiet, smile and be quiet. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Keep the door of peace ajar, so the tired may find it. Let identity lead. Conduct follows without strain. A tree does not keep rules to bear fruit. Life in it bears. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. As you know yourself, as awareness, choices shape themselves. Spending shifts, speech gentles, calendar clears. It is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. We are not going to try to do anything to body or world. We bring realization and form arranges by law. Keep the password alive. I can do nothing. Where the Spirit is, liberty. Now, how will grace show itself, and how shall we know it without clutching at it? The first fruit is always the same, and it does not wait upon a change of weather or a report or a face at the door. It is peace, quiet, buoyant, without argument, a peace that is itself regardless of whether the world salutes or scowls. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Measure by that. If peace stands sentinel at the door of your heart, you have touched the center, and all that follows is shadow play. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. You see, liberty is not something handed out after the exam. Liberty is the atmosphere of realized presence. Then, yes, as night follows sunset, secondary fruits appear without your arranging them. A healing that comes like dawn through a blind, a call returned, supply that proves itself sufficient and clean, a word long stuck in the throat, spoken and received. Do not turn them into trophies. Do not weigh them in your hands with pride or relief. Let them be what they are, byproducts of being, not prizes for performance. In other words, let the form align itself to the life without your policing it. Pick up the fruit that falls to your feet and share it if you are led, but do not climb the tree to shake the branches. We are not going to try to do anything to the appearance. We're going to keep to the one demonstration only, and the rest will follow under law. Hold an ethic of restraint. See thou tell no man, the Master would say at the very door of a wonder. And again, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee. Avoid merchandising outcomes. Avoid the little impulse to advertise God with results. Gratitude, yes, pure and simple, but keep it for God alone. Give up gratitude for healings, for increased supply, for any form of good. Be grateful for the felt hush, for that inward yes. When gratitude anchors in presence, the hand is free to give and the heart is free to lose without fear. Let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. How will guidance carry its seal? It will be unforced, timely, and clean of self-promotion. The wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated. You will notice the absence of push, of countdown clocks, of rehearsed speeches. The act will come as obedience, not as display. It may be decisive, but it will not be driven. It may be quiet, but it will not be timid. And when it is done, you will have no itch to be seen doing it. And, beloved, test the movement. Believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God. If agitation returns, if bargaining whispers, if the mind leans hard on outcome, drop it at once and return to the one demonstration. Whisper the password, honestly, I can do nothing. Be still and know. Measure by peace and integrity. Let outcomes pass quietly. Keep your heart with God. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. It cannot be otherwise. Now then, we come to the work that remains when the lecture ends and the door closes behind you, the simple vow that keeps you in the atmosphere of liberty. Write your rule of life and keep it as you would keep a covenant. Morning, before the world presents its masks, sit and be still until you are inwardly met. Midday, break bread with God, 10 honest minutes, nothing more required. Unclench, acknowledge presence and wait. Evening, before sleep, set down the day and let the password gather you home. And in between, make room for the unannounced pause at the sink, at the threshold, in the stairwell, at the first red blush of pressure, one breath to whisper, I can do nothing, and one breath to know where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Keep that rhythm and you will discover that the climate of your life changes. You still live, but not in the same atmosphere. Keep the banner raised over your front door, over the ledger, over the calendar and the quarrel and the fork in the road. Write this within. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Hang it, not as a motto on the wall, but as a climate in the heart. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Let that mean, very practically, that decisions wait on peace, that conversations are answered out of hush, that no door is forced, that no fear is consulted. We are not going to try to do anything to the scenes that pass before us. We are going to realize God's presence in them, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Make immediate refuge your reflex. At the first hint of strain, before the tongue stiffens, before the shoulders rise, whisper, I can do nothing, and stand aside inwardly. Be still and know that I am God. The Father within doeth the works. Wait for the small yes, and then take only the next obedience. Nothing grand, nothing hurried. If the mind argues, answer once more, I can do nothing. Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. In that standing aside, you will feel the management lift off your chest, and you will know again the difference between being driven and being carried. Form a quiet fellowship in the marketplace. Do not recruit, radiate. Be a presence, not a fixer. Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. How? By peace. Let your net be the stillness that softens eyes and unties knots without debate. Bless silently the room you enter. Lift no trumpet. Sell no method. If called to speak, let it be a soft answer that turns away wrath. If called to act, let it be obedience without show. You are in it, but not of it. Leave the propaganda of fear unjoined. Refuse to be enlisted by panic or pride. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty, and men and women, tired without knowing why, will stand near you for air. Hold to this with a steady, cheerful resolve. Constancy in the password keeps you in the lived grace of God's presence. This is not heroism, it is faithfulness. It is the little lamp tended morning, noon, and night, and the hand held quietly over the heart in any weather. And beloved, be assured, we are not going to try to do anything to the world. We are not going to take on its headlines or mend its tempers by might. We will realize God's presence in it. Lo, I am with you always. When that is real to you, liberty is not something to win. It is the air you breathe. Keep the password. Keep the liberty. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Thank you.